Hi, I'm Sheilaa Hite, world-class astrologer, tarot master, spellcaster, medium, and all-around magical being. And I'm here today to talk about the coming astrology for this week. So, the coming astrology, well, actually, it's here. The most important things that are happening this week are the full moon, the lunar eclipse, all in Scorpio. Full moon lunar eclipse is really how we say it. It's quite a phrase. And this full moon lunar eclipse is very intense. This is an extremely karmic eclipse. All eclipses are karmic, but this one is especially karmic. So, whatever it is that you need to release, that you need to surrender, that you need to stop or give up, that's what lunar eclipses are good for. They remove what is no longer necessary, whether you think that's the case or not. Solar eclipses, new moon eclipses, create opportunity or bring things to you. But lunar eclipses create the opportunity of removing what is no longer necessary. So I'll just read on occasion some of my notes. 1, this eclipse is going to be happening late Sunday night if you're on the West Coast of the 15th, and early Monday morning if you're on the East Coast on the 16th. So what that means is that there's this period that's right at the end of a day and right at the beginning of a day on both coasts, and it's kind of straddling the continental North America, and it's straddling us. And actually, it's straddling, I would say, all the way down the line from North, Central, and South America, because it's getting us to pay attention to a single point, all in as sort of an alignment. And the single point, all in sort of an alignment, is we, certainly as a world, but definitely as a group of energies called North, Central, and South America, need to transform. We need to let go of, we need to surrender what is no longer viable to our being. So we have that full moon, total lunar eclipse. We have the knowledge that a lunar eclipse is pretty intense. A total eclipse of any kind, especially lunar, is extremely karmic and very intense, and that the effects of a total lunar eclipse last a whole 6 months. So until the November 8th total Taurus lunar eclipse, we are in a way working on a project of our lives. And what is this project? This project is about dealing with the circumstances, the issues, the truths that we need to deal with as individuals, and doubtless as cultures and as nations and as a world. So everybody in the world is going to be dealing with this, with their own personal version and their own community-minded or national version. So then we have something, let's see, is there anything else? Yes. This lunar eclipse is really special. Not only is it total, not only is it all scorpionic, because eclipses are scorpionic or Plutonian anyway, but it makes aspects to all of the slow-moving outer planets. Now, there are 10 planets. 5 of them are personal planets and affect us personally, and 5 are outer planets. So those outer planets affect us on a longer range, longer term basis, on a generational basis, we'll say. So when that happens, when those aspects go into effect, that would be this full moon lunar eclipse squares Saturn, the rules, government structures. So there will be clashes, and we have to not jump into the fray. We have to stand aside and make cooler, that's what Saturn wants, not a lot of emotion, cooler decisions and to pass cooler rules and laws. not try and gin up the emotional levels of the population or parts of it. This total lunar eclipse also trines, makes a harmonious, beneficial, easy aspect to the planet Neptune and Jupiter, to the planets Neptune and Jupiter. Neptune rules many things, including your spiritual connection with the divine. And that includes the oneness of the whole planet. Everybody on the planet Neptune sees as one. We're all the same soul. We're all swimming in the same sea. Neptune, unfortunately, rules deception and negative illusion. It rules positive illusion, which is called imagination and creativity, but it also rules negative illusion. So we will have to be very careful to stay current, eyes facing forward. That means to stay current and to stay honest with ourselves. What is it that you are really seeing? What is it that is really happening? That's your question. The sextile, not the sextile, but the trine to Jupiter is great. This is a time to make wishes. I'd start making a few wishes if I were you. Write them down. This is good. This full moon lunar eclipse sextiles Pluto. It makes an opportunity aspect to Pluto. Now, Pluto is the planet of transformation, other people's values. It's the planet of intensity and of passion. So Plutonian aspect is interacting with Plutonian planet. So the lunar eclipse in Scorpio it's like saying Pluto a half dozen times. It is now sextile, so you have Pluto a half dozen strong, sextiling, making a beneficial, harmonious opportunity aspect to its namesake Pluto. So great and big and wonderful things can happen. How are you going to drive this powerful vehicle so that it produces the kind of positivity you want? And there will also be an opposition. One planet, another planet, from this solar total lunar eclipse, sorry, not solar, but from this total lunar eclipse in Scorpio to the planet Uranus in Taurus. Uranus is uncontrollable, unpredictable, unexpected. Wow, did you just see that? So we have no idea what Uranus is going to bring, but we do know that as it's in opposition, Uranus, in opposition to the lunar eclipse, that it's definitely going to bring some deep, passionate, intense surprises. If you are on track in your life, if you surrender to the fact that you have to come from the heart, you have to. You have to come from a place of valuing not only yourself and your beliefs, but other people and their beliefs. I didn't say you have to agree. I said you just have to value those. You have to acknowledge that you have value, and so do other people, and so do other situations. So it's not going to be dull. Now, then on Wednesday, I believe it is, yes, on Wednesday, May 18th, the planet Mars, the planet of how we take action, is going to come together with come together with the planet Neptune. And I described Neptune before as, among other things, the collective, which is fabulous, and illusion, which can be great, and deception, which is not so much fun. So it's also the soul. Neptune is also the soul. Mars, how we take action, together with the often hazy Neptune, is not always the best time to think you're moving in a straight line and then head in that line. Check all of your not only plans at least 3 times. After all, we're still in Mercury retrograde. However, with Mars, how you take action, how you go about doing things, with Mars in conjunct together with Neptune, be really clear that the ground you're stepping on really can support you. Be really clear that what you're taking your stand on is really of viability in not only your life, but in the life of all of us. So make sure that what you're doing is that you are listening to your intuition, Neptune, and that intuition is going to direct your activity, Mars. Then we have on Saturday, the sun will leave the sign of Taurus and go into the sign of Gemini. This is the official start of early summer. So big things happen now. This is the weather gets warmer, hopefully. Communication is easier. Gemini rules communication. We relate to each other better, I hope, because Gemini also rules our environment or our neighborhood. And so this gives us a chance to really sort of stretch our wings and to look at ourselves and say, wow, I'm a part of collective. Collective is a big word for this next few months, certainly the next 6 months. And it definitely is for this week. And when the sun enters Gemini, it's also a time, let's communicate. So the other thing that happens on the same day, the sun will be in Gemini, Mercury, which rules Gemini, and Mercury, which rules communication, will go into its own sign. It's already in its own sign, but it's going to conjunct that sun. So whenever the sun and a planet come together, the planet, in this case Mercury, takes on the power and the light of the sun, the life force planet, and it really makes a statement. So this is a great time if you've got plans, if you have things you want to do, if you have people you want to meet, people you want to influence, this is a great time for that. So it's quite a week. I urge you very much to make your moon water because it is upon us, this full moon. And if you are a little bit late making the moon water and you're a day or two after the eclipse full moon to come together this time, don't let that stop you. At least get the water into the moonlight or into a place where it can get moonlight for at least a 24-hour period, even if it's a day or two after the full moon and the lunar eclipse, because the energy is so powerful, you're going to be taking in some of it. Now then, about belief systems, about transformation, because remember, Scorpio and Pluto and lunar eclipses are about change and transformation, removing what doesn't belong to you. Things are removed to make place for something else. And the something else in this case is a new way of being, not just of believing, but of being. Transformation, after all. I have been actually channeled a new guided meditation. Almost lost my words. A new guided meditation, and it's called Karmic Rewiring / Manifestation Guided Meditation. It's on my page and my professional page on Facebook, my professional page. It is also on my YouTube channel. So definitely go and listen to that meditation because it's a great thing to be doing, especially now and especially for the next 6 months, because it gives you a chance to rewire the old karmic pattern, and it gives you a chance to step into the manifestation of what you want. Because remember, Plutonian is the value, just as Venus is value. And what we've got is Plutonian Scorpio, value, opposition, Venusian Taurus, value. This is a great time to reform your relationship with your value. So many joys and many blessings to you. Happy full moon lunar eclipse. Wow.